Oh, I'm sorry, y'all thought I was done complaining about Disney Star Wars? Well, think again. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. I'm gonna kick this video off with a warning and let you guys know that this video is all about spoilers from Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I don't want any complaints in the comments sections because I'm gonna laugh at you because I spent now like 15-20 seconds warning you. There will be spoilers for Star Wars Jedi Survivor in this video. You've been warned. So last week was May the 4th, and I actually spent that day doing a troop with the 501st Legion at a local college for their Star Wars themed concert, and I had an amazing time. I don't spend a whole lot of time with the other members of my 501st squad, but we do spend a lot of time watching each other on Facebook. And one of my really good friends and fellow squad members approached me that Thursday and asked me if I was playing Jedi Survivor or if I had any plans to. So we started talking, and he mentioned that there was a cameo that I would have found really infuriating. And for a minute there, I was wondering, why would I be upset about a specific cameo? And then when my good buddy really described to me what it was that he was talking about, and worse still, sent me the video that I'm gonna show you guys a few pieces of, it hit me. Now, it's really no secret that on this channel, Disney Star Wars is not super popular. I loved the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, I loved Andor, but I have a lot of complaints about the sequel trilogy, and perhaps worst of all, in my opinion, their most egregious mistake was what they did to my man Boba in the Book of Boba Fett. I think I mentioned that once every 2 or 3 videos on this account, and to be honest, my hate is justified. The show is garbage, and you're talking to somebody whose last name is literally Fett. I could not have been more devoted to this character if I'd tried, and they gave me this.
Like a panther. Yes?
Now, months after having suffered through the Book of Boba Fett, when the wounds are just a little bit more healed, I sat back and thought, maybe Boba Fett is just not easy to write anymore. People have a hard time writing morally gray characters, which is what Boba Fett should be. And so maybe Boba Fett is just not one of those characters that can be written anymore. And then Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out. Now, basically, the only way you get to this interaction is if you go ahead and capture all 16 bounties and then defeat Cage in her own battle. And none other than Boba Fett appears in his Empire Strikes Back look, which is my absolute favorite, grapples this person, takes him to the ground, and has a long conversation with both the target and Cal Kestis before he eventually takes his bounty and goes. And to be honest, it's just a few minutes. This is not a long scene at all, and yet in just these 4.5 or 5 minutes that he's on screen, his writing is literally 100 times better than anything they wrote for him in the Book of Boba Fett.
Keep moving, Jedi.
And turn my back on another bounty hunter?
If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
He appears like a total badass, enters in what is basically like a Western Mexican standoff between Cal, Cage, and Boba, and handles himself like the true badass bounty hunter that Fett fanatics have been wanting to see since he fell into that Sarlacc pit, and since we found out in Legends that he did actually make it out. This kind of energy is what we wanted from the Book of Boba Fett. In fact, I found this scene so infuriating because all it did was show me that people are, in fact, capable of writing good dialogue and good characterization for Boba Fett. It's still Tamura Morrison voicing him in that iconic Kiwi accent we all know and love in this game.
I know, Jedi. I know what you are capable of, and I do not pity your fate.
So why couldn't Disney let him do more of this in his own show? Why did he have to spend an entire season chasing after kids on scooters and getting his ass kicked and just being walked all over by every stupid citizen of Tatooine? Where was this attitude? I get that the purposes are totally different, right? But at the end of the day, don't slap the name Boba Fett on a character that is basically not Boba Fett. The guy in the Book of Boba Fett was about as aggressive and badass as the dude in in The Big Lebowski. And yes, I know the dude abides, but he's not a bounty hunter, and it's definitely not the energy I wanted out of that show. What we deserved, what Tamura Morrison deserved, and what Boba Fett and his 40-year legacy of just looking cool while standing around and not doing much, what he deserved is this kind of attitude that we see in this video game. 5 minutes and it was better than anything he did in the Book of Boba Fett. And I'll die on that hill. Stay mad all you want, defend the Book of Boba Fett, I don't give a shit. This scene is proof that Disney could have done so much more with a character we all know and love, and yet they chose to make him useless just so that Din Djarin would look cooler and just so that they could sell toys and eventually make a spin-off of those kids on Vespas, because I'm telling you right now, it's happening and we're all gonna have to suffer through it. I can forgive Disney for a lot of things. I can even forgive them for the sequel trilogy. As hard as that is, I can turn the other cheek. But what I can't forgive them for is what they did to Boba Fett. In that show, that wasn't Boba Fett, that was Robert Fettuccine. That's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on Boba Fett's cameo in Star Wars Jedi Survivor in the comments below.